on the person of Nkiruka Aimienoho. I hope I didn't murder that name. I'm very sorry. So, Nkiruka is the Cybersecurity Director at PwC. Oh, wow, wonderful. I know someone there. PwC is good. You can pick me later. Thank you very much. So, at PwC, an acclaimed cybersecurity and resilience leader with over 15 years of experience, guiding top tier organizations through high stakes cybersecurity and resilience initiatives. Our expertise encompasses strategic cybersecurity risk advisory, information security management, technical assessment, incident response, governance, risk and compliance, privacy, and business continuity management. She brings not only technical expertise and real world experience, but also an unwavering passion for advancing gender diversity in cybersecurity. So, women in cybersecurity. And calling on the next person, we have Gbolabo Awelewa. He is a seasoned business information systems and enterprise security leader with nearly 2 decades of experience in designing, building, and managing secure systems and infrastructure. He is the Chief Solutions Officer at CyberVegent, formerly known as InfoPrive, an innovative technology company that provides automated cybersecurity solutions. And at every stride today is building the future of digital trust. Please, with a clapping ovation, welcome Gbolabo and Nkiruka. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone. Good to be here. Hey, can you guys hear me well? Is this thing really working? Or it's just our voice? It's not, right? Sorry? Okay, so it's a pleasure to be here. We're just going to have conversations, and I'm sure this conversations will be insightful. I'm going to ask Gbolabo questions. I think Gbolabo, the first question we'll ask is, um, we're supposed to talk about our careers, right? What um, what excites us about, you know, working in cyber? What are the things that excite us about working in cyber? So, you go first. Okay. Okay. So, what I love about cybersecurity, right? I like the fact that, you know, it's the ultimate challenge, right? Every day there's something to learn. It's a dynamic industry. I get on jobs and you have to solve the puzzle, right? I love the fact that there's also something in it for everybody. Like you can be in marketing, there's a place for you. You can be someone who studied library science, there's a place for you. You are a good writer, there's a place for you. You are someone who can hack, who can spoil things, who can build it up from the ground up. I mean, there's a place for you. So I love the fact that it's dynamic. You get to learn stuff. You can get paid a good amount of money if you have put in the work, right? If you put in the work, that means you've gathered experience over time, and you put in the work. Yeah. So I think those are some of the things I like about cyber. I think Gbolabo can also
Okay.
bring his.
Good afternoon, everybody. So, what I like about cyber security is it's a specialist career path. I like the fact that just nobody can become a cybersecurity specialist. And I don't completely agree everybody can become a cybersecurity specialist. You need to be interested, you need to be committed, you need to make it work. And over time, for someone that runs a business, the kind of challenges we face today are a bit exciting because every challenge is a business opportunity. So I'll tell you, since January, we've had about maybe 4 customers that have been breached, and we had to move in, respond to an incident, help them restore, put controls in place. It's really exciting. And tech is next level. Everybody's doing tech now. As long as everybody is doing tech, there will be a need for cybersecurity. So it's a career path that it's a good gamble. You will succeed. Once you are focused, you have that interest, you are driven. So what I like most about it is the fact that not just anybody can go in. You might get in, maybe do one program or the other, but if you don't put in your best, you won't scale, you won't be better, nobody would want you. In fact, you jump on projects and it will be bad. Imagine managing an assessment of an entity and you didn't find the right vulnerabilities you should find. Meanwhile, they're now calling someone else, they found it. You've lost that gig, you've lost your reputation. So you need to go in strong, you need to go in well. There's no freestyle, you must know what you are doing. So I think it makes a lot of sense to develop capacity and then launching. There's no luck. You must know what you are doing. And that's why I like it.
Fantastic. Okay. I think my next question would be, can you share a memorable experience from your early days in cybersecurity that shaped your approach to the field?
Okay. Memorable experience would probably be early days. So I wasn't a cybersecurity professional then. I was an IT administrator. But it was my first experience of a breach. So I'm not sure which virus. I think it was Conflicker. And there were no EDRs. SIM wasn't so popular. Companies in Nigeria were not implementing controls the way we do now. And yeah, I think I was working in a payment company then, and we had to hunt the virus system by system. You literally would see it pop up, and then someone would call,
Recording
and then
in
we'll
progress.
remove the network cable, then we'll run one malware removal tool, and then we'll install one free McAfee. And then it was very manual, but it was exciting. And we did it like 3 days back to back. We didn't go home. So every system that got infected, bring it to the IT team, bring it to the IT team, or go to the MD's office, go to the ED's office. And we literally chased the malware till we locked down every system. Compared to today now, where you just have controls centrally, and all you have to do is, just control, quarantine, remove. And so for me, it was quite exciting. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, there's more to building systems. There's more to being a system administrator, a network engineer. It's very important you know how to secure what you've built, whether you've set up a network, or you're an application developer, or you're an enterprise system administrator. What security controls do you have in place to ensure what you've built would last or will not break down? So, and I think it's from there I felt that, what, I've done enough. Being a system administrator, it's time to become a cybersecurity professional. And I made that decision to go into it full time. So that was a major turning point for me back then.
Fantastic. I think I'll share mine. So mine, I won't pick a technical one so that this conversation is balanced, right? I remember when early in my career, I wanted to just have fun before I got married, right? I wanted to go out by myself, without my friends, just me, myself, and I, right? And I went out to the cinema. And on my way back, I left the cinema late. And as I was driving back, I was supposed to be driving back to Festac. I drove and I saw a signpost that said Ibadan. So I was driving to Ibadan. I remember listening to music, so I think I lost my thoughts. I was just singing, all of a sudden I just saw Ibadan. And I'm like, whoa. And this was night. I remember shaking and I just stopped the car in the middle of the road. And people were shouting, oh, Benny, Kuro, Lono, Jo. You know how you have people insulting you. And I remember just shivering and praying, God, send me help. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this place. After some time, somebody came up to my window and spoke to me. I remember just crying out. It wasn't a conversation. It was, I'm lost, right? And the person goes, okay, where are you going to? I said, I'm going to Festac. And the person said, do you mind following me? I had no other choice. I believe God sent me an angel through that person. So I just continued. I just followed the guy. And as the guy drove, we went through Coral. You know when you know Coral? Like, bad guys, you're going through places. And I'm like, God, how would I have, found my way back by myself? I remember getting back to mile 2, and the person says, "Do you know your way now?" And I'm like, "Okay, yes, I do." I got back home. I remember not talking to anybody that day. I was shivering and as I got into my house. Well, I learned a lesson early in my career in cybersecurity. It taught me plan B. Always have a plan B, right? That's my lesson. And that plan B helped me. Like I'm working a team, I have people doing stuff. There's Jackpa. I can't just have one person doing one thing. Do you understand? There has to be plan B. Now, anytime I'm going out, I won't just carry one phone. I will carry two. I will carry chargers. I will tell people I'm going to this place. Would you be there to support me if anything goes wrong? So just plan B. Plan B, we're in the digital age. We know that a lot of people are leaving. There are skills that we need to acquire now to stay relevant. There are skills you need to acquire now to get into the next level that you want to get into. So for me, that plan B has been instrumental. It's something I learned early in my career, and it's helped me to always think about plan B. I was going out that night, and I did not have, my battery was down, my phone was down. I didn't have my iPad, no power, nobody to call. Then at that time, GPS was not there. So I did not think about plan B then, but it can happen now. So that's my own learning. Okay. Well, Agwan, another thing, is there anything that has happened in your career that um, has, just taught you the importance of like a work-life balance? Are there lessons you can, tell us around that? So that, people that are in cybersecurity, everybody wants to come in, but I know that we have issues with, that work-life balance. How have you managed work-life balance?
Okay, so I think I, I think we were a bit lucky when we started.
Yeah,
Not too many distractions. There
yeah,
was no Instagram. Facebook wasn't so exciting. There was no Twitter. So there's now that thing that makes you scroll for 3 hours. Mindless wasting of time. So up and coming, all I did was work. But I had a social life. So from school, of course, social animal, always having a good time. But when it was time to start work, so I would work. So I remember my first gig at Philips Consulting. I would work. I close an average of maybe 9 p.m. Why? Because for the things I don't know or I didn't get well, when consultants and people close from work, I would Google. Google wasn't this exciting tool. I think you guys have access to everything now. Then it was a bit difficult. You probably need to open some textbooks, like maybe Microsoft Exchange 2003 textbook, that kind of stuff. So I would Google, I would read up stuff, and then next morning show up like a very fly, sharp guy to the person. So then starting, there were things I wouldn't know, but I don't go home with it. Today I see people go home without knowledge. Like you tried something at work, you didn't do well, and you go home. Why? How do you want to succeed? How do you want to grow fast? Anyway, what I would do, I wait at work, Google, use the internet, play music, do, but I'll learn. Next morning I come back sharp. I do that every week. Why am I going to our home self? Again, there were no distractions. There's nothing social per se. Saturdays, I play football every Saturday morning. After soccer, back to the office, reading, prepping for an exam. Sunday, for the days I go to church, after church, I go to the office. I leave the office by 6, I go and hang out. So on every day, you will still hang. Saturdays, leave work by 6, go and hang. Or go to work, or go and do something that impacts your career. Anyway, that's what I did for a bit. At least I did that till I left into Switch. So I would say my first 7 years was work back to back. And I can tell you for free that the first time I got a leave of absence for 2 weeks straight was maybe 2019, about after working for about 13 years. And I didn't die. So what I tell people is, what are you really resting? What's balancing? So is there work-life balance or is it work-life integration? So for me, my work is my life. I enjoy my work. So I get excited when I break through, when I do things, when I write an exam and pass, when I solve a problem. It makes me relax. I enjoy it. So what some people get from scrolling Instagram, I get from fixing a problem, closing a deal, solving a customer's problem. That's what makes me. So in a way, I'm having a good time, you get, and I'm working, and I'm acing life, you get. So at times, that time you want to take away to rest. I usually tell people I have about 2 years of sleep in me. If you put me there, I'll sleep. But the thing is, I sleep maybe 4 or 5 hours. So why are people sleeping so much? Why can't they wake up early and do stuff? Why are you sleeping too early?
You're on steroids, right?
I know. No. But what I'm trying to say is that there's a time for it. Now, I don't do it anymore. I'm telling you what I used to do. But I still do some part of it. Now, I've paid my dues. I'm chilling, which is probably why I'm on this stage. But how do you want to get here? No shortcuts. You have to pay the price. So it's work. Work for a young person. That's it.
Yeah. I like the way you answered that question. I think for me, I remember when I had I was so stressed. Probably I think there was a time I was so stressed. Like I'm working back to back. I come back home. I'm working on my laptop too. Eh? Yes. I was working so much, like it was just too bad. And one day I just lost it. I had like a minor outburst, and I learned something early. So to rest. For me, it was to rest because I mean we've heard of people that will just break down because you're doing so much, right? I'm saying the price that we paid right now is to work, but we also need to think about that work-life balance with the way you interpret it for your own self, right? I had that minor outburst, and I learned that I need to rest, I need to unplug, I need to balance things, I need to take time out maybe for staycations. I might not travel to a far place, but just maybe not do work for some time after stressing myself excessively. And when I'm saying stressing, I agree with I agree with him because sometimes you will sleep for maybe just 3 hours, 4 hours. You don't have you're constantly working, and it can be bad for your health at some point. I mean, we hear of cyber people that will just slump because of too much work. So I think we should also think about, balancing things.
Sorry, before your
Yeah.
next question, you see the way they've been mumbling and grumbling. Nobody wants to work here anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Let me go to another question. Okay. Can you recall a particularly tough challenge or setback in your career and how you bounced back from it? Let's think about that. A tough challenge, a setback in your career. How did you bounce back?
Okay. So maybe tough, but not necessarily a setback. So I've been privileged to like get opportunities to grow. So some people look at me and say, "Oh, you jumped a lot." So I grew into a leadership role um, sometime maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, and it was a big team. And I had left InfoPrive briefly to go back into the industry, and yes, I got some very good roles: CIO here, group head there. Yeah. So money was good, everything was good. They give you a new car, but the work was going to kill you. And I didn't have control over choosing talent. I didn't have control over setting up my team. So I was properly paid. I had every perk. So for example, I had an Ikoyi Club subscription I couldn't go to because I'm always at work trying to fix a problem that won't be fixed. And that's because I didn't have quality people. So I was in a place where it was like I was raised to a level of incompetence because I didn't have the right tools, people and resources. So for me, it was more of a management learning, knowing how not to run a business, knowing how not to manage people. So I took more of lessons from it that I was put in a position where my talent and the capability I have wasn't good enough. I had to depend on management, which is what I worked for, to ensure they give me the right people or the right tools. So imagine I'm in an environment and I need to fully justify why they need a SIM. Meanwhile, I'm a cybersecurity juggernaut. The industry knows me, but my own MD is saying, no, why do we need a SIM? So I was really in a bad place, and your skills were not just enough. You needed people, you needed the right people, you needed the right tools to work. And the decision I made was I just went back to what we started, which is InfoPrive, which was that journey for going away from paid employment back to InfoPrive that we started and running the business, which has been the best decision I've made in my life so far. So since then, I control my time. I'm always having fun. I'm working, but I'm having fun. I'm also working, and I know I'm adding value aside to the organization, but to myself and to even impact people and drive a community. So I think for anybody, it's more of ensure you are doing what you're supposed to do. You will know. So you know that thing they talk about working in purpose. Like, what do you really want to do? Do you want to be a cybersecurity person because people are going to cybersecurity? Or do you want to be a cybersecurity person because you like cybersecurity and you think it's your thing? So today, if you are working anywhere or you are doing anything and you are not happy doing it, just resign or go and look for another job. I hope any of my employees are not here. Just resign. But what's important is enjoy what you do. So where I'm at now is I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm not gingered to run away like my peers. You get, so Jackpot is not even in my agenda, though it's good by the way, but I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So I think that was it.
Thank you. We have just a minute left. We have questions, but I don't know. Do you guys have any questions you want us to answer with the 1 minute we have left? So we're working with time. Although there are questions, we can't take all. Does anybody have any question? Anyone? Yeah. Good afternoon. Okay.
My name is Adura Agbeni. Please, I just have one question, sir. If you have to start over again from the beginning, what if you have to start over from the beginning
Yeah.
your career, what would you do differently? Like, how would you go about it?
Okay. Yeah. Well, see, I would have gotten mentors earlier. I would have networked earlier. I would have started learning quickly, like everything. Okay, so I'm rushing because of the time. So let me just break it down. Mentors are, as in, are powerful. I've had amazing mentors that have transformed my life. One of them taught me how to manage work and life at the same time. And even though I wanted to quit early in my career, I didn't quit because of that mentor. Another mentor taught me to learn quickly. There are different skills and opportunities that I would say, oh boy, they said, go and do QSA, Gbolabo. I said no. I said no, the stress. So there are some things, there are some opportunities I just said no. But if I'll start all over again, I would take those opportunities. So then you will say, oh, I have so much on my plate. If I had thought better, I would have taken those opportunities. So my advice would be seize opportunities. Take those opportunities that you have to learn, to volunteer. If I could go back in time, I would seize opportunities. So right now, when I have opportunities, I seize it. I don't even waste time. I would have networked really fast. When I was very, very introverted, but when I started to go out to conferences, I won't just sit down. I will engage. I will talk to people. Let me give you an example. There was someone that reached out to me and just said, "Oh, hi. Um, I want to work here." And fortunately, I don't know how she knew that I knew the person that she wanted to work with. I just collected what she had and gave the person, and she got a job. Another person reached out to me on social media. I don't know how that guy just, my name is this, I'm an auditor, I want a job. And I'm like, auditor? I'm in cyber, like, where will I connect someone to an audit job? But I just said, okay, you know what, just send your CV. And he did. In a week or two, I don't know, someone just reached out and said, I'm looking for auditors. And I'm like, whoa, okay. I sent it. And today the guy is working in that place. I didn't do anything. All I did was just take the CV and give to the person that asked for it. So I would advise network, learn, seize the opportunities that you have to learn, and then get yourself a mentor. Mentors are invaluable. Yeah, I hope we answered that question.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
A round of applause for them.
Thank you.
We're sorry, time has gone. We can't really take more questions. We're very sorry. A round of applause for them.